What's up, everybody? Today we're going to review the Outex underwater camera housing. We're going to take my Nikon D810 with my 15 to 30 millimeter lens. I got a dome port here that we're going to do one of the split shot overwater underwater shots. And we're going to kind of go over what I think about this, how it works. We're going to put it together. What we got is, obviously, with this hardcore rubber, you see it's going to be pretty tough to put it over the camera. If you guys have looked at any of the other underwater housing units like Ike and stuff like that, you're talking like 2,500, 3 grand for a setup. So what I got here is the Outex, which is a really thick rubber that has a viewport for the back that screws in. And then I have the dome port here, and you can buy different threads depending on your thread size. So there's all different kinds of thread size you can use. And this entire setup here with the dome port itself is like 500 bucks. It's really expensive. So that was a huge hit. If you get one of the other like 70 or like 77 millimeter or 82 millimeter, they're usually a couple $100. But this itself, the actual housing, was only I think about 70 or 80 bucks. But then you have to buy this. Well, you don't have to. I bought the one that accepts a tripod. So you actually stick it on the tripod, and it's got the screw and the thread here for the tripod, which was nice. So all this setup here together was about 900 bucks, and that includes my 82 millimeter thread, the dome port, the housing, the tripod, everything. So it's about 900 bucks. So you're saving about 2 grand if you want to go this way. The only problem is with this is it only goes down to 10 meters, so you really can't use it for scuba diving, but you can use it for, you're in the mud, or you're doing maybe just some snorkeling, or you want to do like I said, the one reason why I got this was because I wanted to do those overwater, underwater split shots and maybe a little bit of snorkeling. So let's go ahead and put this together. Alright, and just like that, the only thing you need is they're a metrics Allen wrench, because mine didn't come with one. I don't know if they're supposed to or not, but it didn't come with one, so you better learn where your controls are. I see right off the bat, and switching these dials is going to be kind of hard because it is a thick rubber. It is pretty tough. This also comes with a wrist strap. I have a wrist strap for it too. This housing here will take all the way up to a 70 to 200. This is why there's some extra rubber here. So I think as long as you have your settings, I think it should be okay. I got the tripod mount right here. Let's go check it out. We're gonna head to Sedona now, and let's go see how this works. And just like that, we are here. We're getting ready to test this Outex camera underwater. I'm gonna do the split shot, above and below water. I'm gonna wait for a little bit. The sun's getting ready to come up. I want to have the sun rays coming into the water to kind of help light it up a little bit, hopefully. So you guys might recognize this area because I did another video of a sunset right here. I just upped the stream a little bit. So now I'm going to get in this cold water, and we're going to test this housing out, and we're going to see if I can get a nice split shot. So let's go. Alright, so a couple of things about this. What I learned is it is a pain to try and turn the dials for your shutter speed and your aperture. And of course, you think you know where all your buttons are. You think you got it memorized, but of course you're like, well, is that it or not? It is kind of a pain. I still love this thing. It took some good pictures. I think that picture turned out okay. And everything worked out fine as long as you know where your buttons are. One thing that I did do is there's a button right down here that can change from manual focus to autofocus, and I hit that, and I couldn't figure out for the longest time why my camera wasn't focusing. And I use back button focusing, so the button is here, you have to kind of move it out of the way to get that. And if you're doing a split shot like I was doing, I learned here the best thing to do is if you get one of these to take it outside and to really take a couple hours or go do a couple trips and test it out and get used to it, because It's hard to get used to, and that's the first time I've ever done anything underwater that wasn't a GoPro. So what I would do next time, or what I would do, the best option is, because that water was so dark and the sky was so bright. So what I would recommend is turning your ISO to auto. Get your settings where you want to be. So if you want it like F8 or F11 or you know, something where everything is sharp, and then I would bracket. I would keep it on a tripod like I was doing in the river there. I was up to, you know, maybe my waist, and my tripod was steady. I would bracket it with like seven different shots, maybe one stop apart. You'll maybe just do some exposure blending in Photoshop or something. Would probably be the best, I think. Now, if you're going just straight underwater and not doing a split shot, then just setting your ISO to auto would probably be the best, I think, maybe with an exposure compensation of like negative, maybe 1/3 of a stop or 2/3 of a stop. But I can zoom in. It's not too bad to zoom in with this. So overall, I really like it. If you're on a budget, or you know, if $3,000 for a camera housing and you're not doing any scuba diving, I would highly recommend this. I like it a lot, and I think I'm going to keep it. And take it out before you go out and do anything important. Take it out, play with it, mess with settings. You may have to take it apart a couple times to get your settings right. Like I had, you know, take it off, get your bracketing set up first. So get your settings all set, get your bracketing set, and then when you get your tripod in the water, set yourself on a 2-second timer. And in my camera, if I set it on a 2-second timer and hit the shutter button, it'll take all the exposures right in a row. So all I gotta do is just kind of hold it still, and it'll take, you know, 5 shots, 3 shots, 7 shots, whatever. So I'd set it up for as many shots as your camera will do, and bracket the exposures, and that's the way I would do it for the split shots, because that's probably the best, and then just blend it in Photoshop. So I can't wait to get it up. Next week I'm going to be in Iceland, so I'm going to use this. And if you saw my last video on air packing for Iceland, my idea was to take this, do a split shot in the glacier lagoon, you know, do an over-under of an iceberg if I can get one close enough. So stay tuned for that. That's the reason why I bought this. So I'm going to go check it out and see. If you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're not already. And if you're subscribed, hit that little bell on the side there. That way you get the notification whenever I do put up a new video. And that does it. So I will see you guys on the next one.